There is an old saying in Asia, when a snake raises its head, it must be reminded of the strength of the stick. Today, that proverb perfectly captures the reality of Asian geopolitics, because India today is no longer just a country of population numbers or GDP charts. India is now the axis of strategic balance in Asia. That is why every major move in this region, every power play, every hidden maneuver, inevitably revolves around one country first, India. Over the past few months, we've seen two parallel developments. On one side, anti-India rhetoric from Bangladesh. On the other, China's expanding, unapologetic ambitions. But now, the story has taken a far more dangerous turn, because the US Department of Defense, the Pentagon, has publicly exposed China's long-term strategic plan, and the target is unmistakable, India's Arunachal Pradesh. Let's break this down. According to the Pentagon's latest report, China no longer wants influence limited to Asia. Beijing is actively working to establish military access and overseas bases across the globe. The list of countries China is probing is deeply alarming: Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Thailand, United Arab Emirates, several nations across Africa, the Middle East, and the Pacific. In simple terms, this is a strategic encirclement of India. But the report goes even further. The Pentagon confirms that China's People's Liberation Army, the PLA, is aggressively focused on controlling sea lines of communication, the arteries of global trade. Two choke points stand out: the Strait of Malacca, the Strait of Hormuz. If China gains dominance over these routes, it won't just impact India. It will disrupt US and European supply chains, global energy flows, and international trade stability. That is exactly why India's maritime power, INS Vikrant, INS Vikramaditya, and India's broader Indo-Pacific naval strategy matters more today than ever before. Now we come to the most dangerous revelation. According to the Pentagon, Chinese President Xi Jinping has set a clear deadline: 2049. That year marks 100 years of communist China and Xi's vision of Greater China. But here's the problem. China believes this dream is impossible unless it takes full control of what it calls disputed territories. And that's where India enters the danger zone. The Pentagon report confirms that China has expanded its list of core interests. Earlier, it included Taiwan, the South China Sea, the Senkaku Islands, dispute with Japan. Now, India's Arunachal Pradesh has officially been added to that list. Beijing considers its claim final, non-negotiable, and irreversible. There is no room for dialogue in China's thinking on this issue. The Pentagon explains China's mindset in three clear layers. First, absolute control of the Chinese Communist Party. Any challenge to CCP authority is viewed as an existential threat. Second, economic growth and internal stability. Voices from Hong Kong, Xinjiang, Tibet, and Taiwan are branded as separatism or foreign conspiracies. Third, defense and expansion of territorial claims. This is why China is in constant friction with India, Japan, and the Philippines. Yes, the report acknowledges that in October 2024, India and China agreed to disengage from certain friction points along the line of actual control. Yes, Modi and Xi met at the BRICS summit. Yes, talks began on direct flights, visas, academic and media exchanges. But the Pentagon delivers a blunt warning. China's apparent de-escalation is tactical. Its real objective is to prevent deeper India-US strategic alignment. In other words, reduce tension on the surface, manipulate the long game underneath. So why is India central to all of this? Because India is the only country capable of countering China simultaneously on land, at sea, and through diplomacy. India is a pillar of the Quad. India is the balancer of the Indo-Pacific. And India now occupies a central role in US strategic planning. That is why the Pentagon isn't whispering behind closed doors. It is speaking openly. This is not friendly gossip. This is a strategic warning. Look at the full picture. Anti-India sentiment brewing in Bangladesh, deep Chinese penetration in Pakistan, PLA eyes fixed on maritime choke points, and now a direct challenge to Arunachal Pradesh. But there is one final truth that must be said clearly. This is not 1962. India today is alert. India is prepared. India is strong. And when the world's most powerful military institution openly declares that China's moves are dangerous, ignoring it would not be caution. It would be a betrayal of history.